for Tides of Darkness. I officially have some of our spooky Halloween stuff up for a little bit of backdrop.
It's spoopy season.
I don't know if it'll be next session or the session after that, but we will be doing a Halloween episode at some point. Having some fun with that. And don't really have any other announcements this week, so without further ado...
Simon's gone.
Simon's not here today.
That is
not this
true.
week.
Aurora unfortunately has some clerical duties that she had to get to. And is also trying to keep Allura out of trouble. So we'll wish her luck in that.
Yeah.
And without further ado, roll intro.
Feels good.
Satisfied crack.
Where are we at?
Tastes good.
You guys just ended in the... I believe you guys had just left the armory of the church after dropping off the armor.
Right.
What armor?
And then Aurora had gone off and gone shopping for some things.
So she's doing her own thing.
She's sick of us.
She's me specifically.
She's going to my house.
She's off on a girl shopping.
Before we leave the
Who
armory,
knows how long it'll take.
how much gold do we have in the party fund?
Mom, can I buy a knife?
No. What, around 17?
Well, it's only $8.
No,
Did we spend that much on your armor?
No. 1,700.
So okay, I was like 17 gold. I swear we had a lot more than that.
1,200.
1,200.
Is that including that?
So I would be willing
So
to contribute more
1,700.
money. However, Yoshi
I
did
spent
that as
two-
a favor to ask a guy.
Go on.
I could pay you things.
I got 8 gold, so I
Cool.
just
I mean, you did spend 2,000. To be fair, half of that was yours.
I'm just running low on bullets, so I need to buy some material to make more bullets.
If you buy enough material to also make me a rather large spiked club, I will include money for your bullets.
Why do you want a
Noble.
spike club?
Why not?
You
Well,
want a
you know
Kenobo?
That's fair. That's fair.
Is there a reason I wouldn't want a large spiked club?
You're
Yeah,
scared.
I guess you're right on that.
silver
I got no quips here.
What?
for 1 silver for a pound of iron.
To get around the boons
Iron.
versus...
No, just iron. So 1 silver coin for a pound of iron to work with.
Tippy taps.
Let's say it's higher. So 5 silver for a pound.
Probably, yeah.
For pound of what?
Iron.
Oh. I'm just like...
I thought you were going to talk. I thought you were talking gunpowder.
iron
I was like,
bars.
oh.
Just the
So
raw
you
material.
Gotcha.
So could we spend? I need to do some math. 1 second.
Math.
I'm thinking 80 gold, and I'll be set for a while.
I'm going to build a child. Hello, mascot.
I have 473 gold pieces at this point.
This is the druid of our party.
Yes.
Hello.
You're
Hello to
welcome.
Casper the druid.
It's really a 10-foot guy underneath there.
You know, just
Why am I blinking on math?
He's just
Awesome.
hanging out. Yeah.
80 gold,
Right.
silver.
His name's Charles.
Hello.
No.
We
that's
keep him
not
locked
silver.
under the table.
Yikes.
He's only allowed out when he's in the form of a dog.
800. 800.
800 coins?
80 gold is 800 silver.
Yeah.
800 divided by 40. That
20.
wait, where did I get 40?
Divided
Yeah.
by 5, you mean?
Divided by 5, that's what I meant. That's
That
where
would
math is just
be
160
40.
pounds. That's way too much. Okay. 80 pounds of iron.
Yeah.
I can give you 40 gold pieces. I can just cover this cost. I haven't spent my money on anything.
Well, we got 1,200 in the party funds.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to
1,700.
I say.
1,700. We got 1,700 in the party funds. It's not like I'm going to spend all this iron on just myself.
We could divvy up the party funds to the party. And we can go shopping individually.
We have talked about doing that.
No, because you have to have a babysitter.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll give you an allowance
Allowance.
I don't want an allowance. I don't want money.
The money you're gonna spend on 100
Then
gold for
act
each freaking
like an
drink
adult.
you get to a bar.
I mean,
Or that he's going to spend on a certain gravekeeper
I am an
named
adult,
David Jones.
and I will be. Of course, I'm going to buy alcohol, but that's another issue for another time.
how old are you again?
So,
hold on, how tall are you?
like 6'7".
Yeah, he's like 6.
Good.
That's right. I'm looking up at all.
You know,
I'm reminded how small Yoshika
I'm 6 foot exactly. I'm roughly
What,
6'5".
5 foot?
Like, how big did you say that
You're
technically
6'5".
we were? Around
Yeah.
5 foot?
About, yeah.
I'd say probably Yoshika's a little bit smaller because she's not average. Because being a woman, she's smaller than average.
How tall is
Like,
Johan?
4
6
foot
foot.
and a half.
I'm the tallest.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
6 foot 2.
You're 4 feet.
I'm 4 feet. I'm not little.
I'm not
It's
the
like
shortest
you're
member of the
looking
party,
All
but
the
I'm also
guys 6
tall.
foot, all the girls 4 foot, 5 foot. It's like, okay.
That's not normal.
Tiny!
You're asking the smallest party for money. Because I'm holding all the money.
So,
It's because
I
we
don't
can trust
the,
you.
the, the,
You're
one who we're
holding, you're hoarding all the gold into the smallest.
I was gonna say you're the ones I fear the most.
Excuse me.
Small
Listen,
people you have to fear.
yeah,
They got nowhere else to hide.
They-
To hold the rage.
they got nowhere. How about you just give me? I don't know. What's 1,000? However much 2,000 gold that we got divided up by 6. Just give me 100 gold that I can go spend on a new outfit. Because as you can see, torn and tattered, just like outfit, straw.
Do
Or,
you not have your own gold?
I mean, I do. I just don't know how much stuff's gonna cost. I don't know how much it was last time.
25 pieces.
It was 25 gold.
I think it was even less than that.
Was it? Oh, it was way more than that.
Like a nice dress was like 25 silver or something like that.
Booze is more than that.
Usually is.
Booze is a whole thing. There's
I would say
brewing and chemistry that goes into making it. It can take weeks and months to make it.
I don't know. It can take weeks and months to make a
the steel
hat.
is definitely
Yeah.
expensive, but the
So
bronze
why
is
wasn't they
cheaper.
cost the same?
You're
I'm not
Yeah, but I
explaining
heard you
economics.
no. You understand most of the people around here maybe make like a few copper a week.
Okay, 25 gold is final offer.
Offer. Offer to take gold from our fund?
Technically, it is the party's fund, and technically, I do count as the party.
10 pounds of silver.
And
Alright.
so you guys should give me 25 gold.
50 gold.
Should.
I'll give you 50 gold.
Actually,
50.
it'd be another
According to
I
You
hold
can't
on.
spend 100
Yes,
on
it'd
a
be about
drink without adding in his own money.
Yeah.
That's fine.
170.
That's fair.
I'll take 50.
Fine.
Oh my goodness! I didn't even have to roll for that. They rolled horribly too.
Yeah, they do.
50 gold richer. I start
I can't do
heading.
math today.
I'm going to a clothing shop. I don't know where you guys are going.
We have 1650 left.
Okay, I would like to borrow 170 to buy some resources. I'll see.
I look back. Oh, you just give it to him.
He's not going to spend it on booze.
I told you I'm going to spend it on an outfit.
I don't trust you.
Fair.
Speaking of trust, who's hollowing in today? Okay. I'll catch up to you later, I guess. I'm gonna walk up to the armor and
Don't
just
piss
buy
off an
the gold.
official.
Wow.
I'm looking
That's
at you.
his job.
I'm looking at you. Don't piss
What
off
my-
an official.
I'm yellow, so it's not my job to piss off the official. It's his.
I don't know, mate. Remember that one time and that one terrifying? Right, right.
And more when
I only have so
Yeah.
much tea to offer as peace treaties between these crazy people. Even more.
At least
It's
you
okay,
both
we
acknowledge
have
they're crazy.
him today. He's
That's
more
not the right
friendly
page.
and famous around here. We can use
I'm
his
not-
name.
And he'll lose his sanity if he's with him for 5 more minutes.
True.
I'm doing us all a favor. Thank you. Goodbye.
thank you.
As I walk away.
What?
I like stick out my tongue as I'm walking back.
So
Alright.
Am I even tall enough to reach the top of your head to smack you?
Probably not.
How tall are you?
I'm like 4'1.5".
How long is an arm? Like 2 feet?
A foot?
Foot and
I
a half.
have a spear. I bop
I
you on the head.
understand.
You
About
can,
a
You could probably jump up and hit me.
about a third.
2 feet is only about this.
I guess you have
That's
wings
about
that are
right.
probably freaking massive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can
got
have
wings.
your wing.
Wings. I'm just reminded that I typically picture most of my characters very, very tall, but based on the statistics in D&D, what they are based off of, they are not.
40,
Yeah,
40
makes
bronze.
sense.
20 steel.
I'm half
10
of
silver.
You're
I could probably even get away with being.
And that's about 170
Taller,
gold
but-
total.
He's leaning in between.
Where are you guys off to?
Oh.
Well,
You're not following me?
No.
Sick.
She is.
She is.
She is.
Ah,
She's
I can handle
scared.
one person.
You've got your designated.
well,
Where just skip my mind.
I've got.
Someone just pulls out a bunch of straws and is like, alright, here's the babysitter.
Yeah.
That's how we
Designated
should decide
babysitter.
from now on.
Short
Straws.
stick gets to be the babysitter.
Designated driver.
Don't worry, I'll make something. Totally won't rig it.
I love Cairo.
We
It's like 50-50 whether or not he has a brain cell or not.
Really hit and miss with these things.
To think we've only seen half the personalities.
We've only seen
Half?
Yeah. I keep rolling the same numbers.
Get a different die, man.
No.
Understandably.
I will say
Probably
though,
like
too,
the ones we're doing right now.
in my defense of telling you not to piss off an official, you did shoot a guy behind my back after I threatened to punch someone over it, so...
That was a while ago, yeah.
And...
And that was the first encounter with
Oh.
the two.
That was a,
That
that
was
was a
session
session
0.
0.
Oh, was it?
For
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
of
we
you
didn't
who
record that
didn't-
one.
We didn't post session 0, did we?
No.
No.
Nobody knows what I'm
That
talking
was
about.
with
Sorry,
that
audience,
was with
one
Dark.
day.
Yeah.
I forgot. I totally don't even remember.
Yeah, that was with the guy who got killed
You
later.
appeared out of the barrel.
bullet.
I
Yes.
peered out of the
Cato.
barrel.
Dimitri?
I forgot.
Yeah.
That's what Yoshi brought.
Yeah, we went.
Dimitri, I think.
Yeah, they had session 0 a while before we did it. Right.
Yeah, you weren't there for session 0.
Neither
You
of us
guys
were.
weren't
Neither
there.
of us were.
Yeah.
You weren't
Sorry, I
there
wasn't
either.
there either.
No. Because I
Simon.
showed.
Oh,
Because
Simon
I
was.
only
That's
got
where we started.
involved.
Yeah, because there was originally
Right,
4.
because he cast Moonbeam, and that's
'Cause
why the
I
guy
sh-
turned back into a
'cause-
person.
Yep.
We got involved when I met him at Jonah's farewell.
Right.
I begged you to bring your wife because I was
Yeah.
'Cause-
really upset that I was in a group of boys.
And it literally took one session for me to be like, okay.
Deal. I'm in.
I'm in.
Backstory.
Backstory, baby.
Backstory.
Okay, we're going
Real lore.
real lore.
Real life backstory, bro.
Clothing
Make
shop.
friends.
I don't know who you guys are going. I can decide for you.
What do you think?
I'm following him today.
I haven't decided. I'm either going to go to a workshop or bug one of you guys.
Look one of us.
Fuck, what are you guys?
We'll hang out with you.
Okay. What's your plan for the day?
I have hinklings of a plan.
You, random stranger, get over here. It's interrogation time.
Come here.
I know what I want to do. I'm not sure how to do it or where to start.
What do you want to do?
Well, I need to figure some things out in regards to angels and our new the nightmare realm things
Right.
and election coming up and all that stuff. I
Yeah,
have
orphanages, you know.
That's the
Fun stuff.
now
that's trouble thing.
it's very I'm unconvinced that our little nightmare realm door that goes into the garden next
Yes.
to the cathedral wouldn't be there unless someone knew before.
You might be giving a bit too much credit. People
I'm
often don't
it's
realize
not
what's
just
under their nose.
it's not just people but the angels and other things. I want to
I
be
don't
I
think
want
this
to be
world would
sure.
be the way if they paid attention.
I want to be sure. It's a big red flag for me.
Okay, I see where you're coming from, and I'm curious to that as well.
So, but
Do you
again,
want to just go straight to the top and ask questions, or start
I
at the
don't
bottom
want to
and work
ask
up?
questions in these directly yet. In the fear that someone who is involved.
It's in the higher ups.
Maybe don't talk about it in a street then.
We're talking.
We're in the armory.
We're with each other.
Don't talk about it in public. Maybe I'm not here, but just
Some guy.
what's going on?
Yes, some random guys.
The angels are gone.
I may ask Marcella to do some sneaking and snooping.
That's what she does best.
She just did it.
So sneak.
I could make another
And she's
cloak. If you don't have your armor, what's your stealth without your armor?
Not good.
Even without?
It's a 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least it's not disadvantage.
But
now.
right, which reminds me, I need that splint armor, so I at least have something for.
No, we're not going to get into any combat here in this city.
Yeah, you'll have an Inquisitor's crest put onto your plate armor
Cool.
as well to denote your rank.
We know there's a vampire in it, and it's opened with vampire blood.
So someone would
To me, that means that it's either used by vampires or by people who hunt vampires that would have a supply of their blood.
or people that are
Or
involved.
with vampires.
But as of yesterday, it was in control of vampires.
A vampire.
A vampire.
At least. Well, 2
Vampire.
at least. Because there's the one guarding the entrance.
Right, but they're all part. But we've saw that blood drop symbol thing. That is part of that cult.
Yep. Which that means that cult is. Did Aurora say that they saw it, or not? Or Allura say she saw it at what was the Mist Haven?
We saw
So Laura said that she saw it at Mistwatch, and that's also where she stole the key from.
Mistwatch, right?
The other thing that she has said is that she and Aurora recognize it from when their hometown was burned down by a
Right.
mysterious group.
Which
so
we
it
have
seems
no
that
idea
this
where that
organization
came from.
destroyed and burned down. Yeah, because it no longer exists on the map.
Yeah.
But now
Which
the
means
answer
they're
is
at least-
would have been kind of between
there may be.
here and Mistwatch.
So are you trying to say that there may be someone vampiric, either involvement or literal, in the city?
I'm in this city.
Maybe.
It's possible. Could just be possible that they're planning maybe a way to attack if they needed.
Well, now they can't. So
For now,
For now.
it still exists.
as long as we control it, in theory.
That's assuming that we have the only key.
That's true.
If they made one, it's possible
But
for them
now,
to make.
but now we know. So
Yes.
but
And
do we want to say anything yet?
that's up to you.
I don't know if I want to say anything yet. You know, if your enemy's making a mistake, don't let
Yeah.
me know, kind of thing.
But I was bringing up the point that this cult does seem to be far-reaching.
Very
Because I first ran into them in Moss Hollow, where we met.
Right. Would I have
And
run
was
into these guys
attacked.
before,
To
to one degree or another?
The order?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Is there any? I guess this could be the first place to go to. Is some kind of. We're gonna go read some books.
What, Marcella, you don't like learning?
I prefer hunting things.
Fair enough.
We learn these things, and so then we know what we are hunting. There's got to be some. There's got to be something in there.
Flashback to studying medical textbooks against your will.
You got a +2 intelligence. You can read.
Doesn't mean I like it.
You're rich.
That's
Jeez.
me. I can read it. I just hate it.
Not real
That-
life.
I wasn't talking as Calvin.
can.
I was.
It's like real life. I love reading. No, but so no.
We may have to. The church would have like a library.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like an
Oh,
bitch.
yeah.
expansive.
You guys have already walked past part of it. Inside of the cathedral is a massive library that details the weaknesses and locations and documents battles and stuff, and it's all different kinds of monsters that they've faced.
Okay.
All over it. It's a massive monster encyclopedia, basically.
You want to go to the library? I'm not opposed, but there's some history stuff, and I want to see if they've got any inventions that I haven't heard of written down.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I
Marcella, what do
need
you want to do?
Nothing.
Then we're going to the
We're
library.
going to the library.
Woo! Nerds!
We'll get-
Good stuff.
There's a nice bakery. We can get pies on our way back.
Okay.
Just the entire session just devolves, or it just turns into you guys all like sitting there drinking holy water tea and reading books.
I got cookies on the side.
Someone goes and gets blankets, and you guys just like build a fort in the library.
Fort in the library. So
Pillow fort.
we've been closed for an hour. It's official church business. Go.
Alright.
Leave us alone.
Alright, so who's all heading to the library?
That's
There's
three.
three.
Okay, you three. Yoshi,
You
where
already
are
left,
to?
right?
From
Okay.
feeding
Clothing
him.
store.
Okay, you
From
guys are going to the
doing
clothing store.
something.
Alright.
Did you get the stuff you needed from the armory?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
You guys kind of
We'll head over to the library first, then we'll pop over to you guys.
Works.
After 11. So, stepping into the large cathedral, you know to navigate on over to the right side of the cathedral, and as you walk along the back side of it, there is a door with one of the little like slider windows. As you slide it open, there's this older human woman who you know as Gertrude. She's the librarian here. And she just kind of like sits behind this little desk that's behind the door. And as you open it up, she looks up and goes, "Oh, come to read, have you?
Yeah. A little bit.
Come on in, come on in. Remember the rules though. No being too loud or I will beat you.
Oh, straight up. She's gangster, bro.
Don't
Also, don't damage my books or I'll beat you.
don't worry, Gertrude. I will be quiet and
And if you
gentle.
borrow the books, return them on time or I'll
Well.
beat you. There are no late fees here, only beat downs.
Don't worry, Gertrude. I don't think we plan on taking any books.
Oh, and for context, she's like probably like 85.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I
Shriveled
guarantee
little
she could
raisin of a
She
child.
old.
kick everyone's booty.
Yeah,
too.
she's like 4'11".
But she's like a level 20 paladin.
Yeah, I know.
And level 20 like.
She could
She's
flick
a
you
retired
across the
level
room.
20 fighter.
Yeah.
She's terrifying.
Retired level 20 monk.
She's got her alcohol in the back.
Her little like tennis ball walker is like weapon.
She's just ready to go.
She,
It's actually
anytime, any
it's
place.
her quarterstaff.
Oh my gosh. And she just divine smites it.
Fifth level divine smite.
Just makes a
It was
lightsaber.
one day late.
How many people has she sent to her graves? Killed by Gertrude.
The book was returned
How-
one day late.
Half the gravestones in the
It was only one book, I
cemetery,
swear.
half the gravestones are just like, yeah, killed by Gertrude. And
Her
everyone knows
husband
what it
is
is.
Dave Jones, and that's how he
Gertrude Jones.
Gertrude.
Alright, that's now headcanon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang it.
Okay. Gertrude Jones, the library. Alright. As she opens the door for you guys to come in, she calls over a man in kind of a dark cloaked robe. These people's jobs are just to navigate people to the section of the library that they want to go to because of how expansive it is. The man kind of comes over, doesn't really say anything, just kind of nods, looks over to you guys, and then says, "What knowledge do you seek?"
Anything about vampires and vampire cults?
Do you have a section on just organizations, known organizations?
You guys are looking for the B section. It's down that way, about 4 bookshelves.
Wow.
Take a turn to the right, and then it'll be 6 down from there on the left. It's marked with a V. You can't miss it.
Okay.
Good luck with
If
that.
you go past the section on that shelf when you finally get there, as you go down, if you get past the section that has the little like bronze garlic cloves like on the actual shelves, you've gone way too far. It's stay in the garlic clove section.
Yikes.
Yeah, there's so part of the organization how they have it alphabetically, and then there's also like little symbols of like things' weaknesses that pertains to certain monsters. So you have like the vampire section is designated by garlic, that's branded onto the shelves.
Silver
There's
bullets for the
it's silver for the werewolves.
Silver bullets was never in the original myths.
Yeah.
No. It was like 1920s era is when that was.
It came
put
with
in.
like the movies, like the
Yeah.
Wolfman and stuff like that. That they showed the silver bullet.
Anyway, as for you, follow me here. Your path is a little bit more complicated.
Great. Do you have a section on specifically Southgate organizations by chance? Is it separated by area?
We'll go look in the Southgate section and see.
Thank you.
That's a no. That's
He said, walking down there, takes a turn through a couple of shelves, up another level, and then takes you all the way over to the right, and into kind of a smaller room. It's 3 bookshelves on the Southgate section, that are in a room about, like the size of this room. It's 3 bookshelves that go 2 along the walls and 1 through the very middle. So it's really, I guess, 4 shelves worth of books on each side.
Well,
The
better start
organization's part is in the O's.
very well. Better get to work.
Yeah.
He does
You
what he
don't have to
does
sleep,
best.
so
He
we
turns
can
around,
after
he
this.
turns around and goes, now to make sure your friends got to the right section. And he turns around and walks off.
Creepy guy. You don't hear anything as he walks away. It's just.
I just want to try to find any information on the syndicate if possible.
Okay, on the syndicate. You start popping up the books and start looking through. Go ahead and make an investigation check. As for you guys, when you get to your section, please go ahead and make an investigation check for me and specify what kind of information
This is
you're
why I
trying
got
to
you.
get.
This is why I got you. Okay.
And what kind of information are you guys looking for?
I guess anything. Like anything that tells us about who they are.
So you're just trying to find any reference to
To this
the
bloody.
order in the blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
15.
Filthy 20.
She's got a filthy 20. I got an 11.
11. Okay.
That's why I got you.
You have no investigation.
Nope.
This is stupid.
That's why I got you.
So, with your 15,
Better get a lot of supplies after
you
this.
find
brain
that
right
there is one reference
You're
to
the
the
brains, I'm the
syndicate
No?
towards the back of one of the organization books.
Mm-hmm.
After it's talking about the different lords that are there, how, of course, Clan Silverwing pretty much dominates that area, a bunch of different smithing clans, a couple different dwarf houses, Wolf's House details their history. You get towards the back, and towards the very back there's one mention from some guy. It's just some old Cathiar. They don't have like a confirmed name on it, but it's some old letter report that mentions the potential interest or his interest that he's taken in something that he's taken to calling the Syndicate, and that he'll investigate further. But there's no follow-up on it.
How long ago was that?
That was 10 years ago.
Nice.
Sounds like a day for you.
That lines up with when my missing memory gap first happened, right? About. Okay.
He's remembering.
So no name on Cathiar. I'm gonna look, see if there's any information on the HK droids or any similar beings.
Alright, make another investigation check. Jumping over to you guys, what did you roll, Masala?
Dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20, and you got an 11.
11.
Masella manages to find a book that details different vampire cults that have risen up over time. Flipping through it and scanning through it, she doesn't find any that is explicitly called Order of the Blood Rose, but there's different ones that have used the name Rose in their cult, and there's different ones, and there's quite a few that have used blood, but there's none that have used Blood Rose before, and there are a couple that have territory that overlaps with where
we've seen.
you guys are so far like seeing or hearing about them being. In particular, one that used to be called the Order of the Dusk Rose, and that used to be more centered around the Mountains of Mist in particular, and up by Mistvale, where you guys first got the key from Allura. But that one was wiped out quite a while ago by some angels of the Order of the Spear of Kiana.
Or so we thought. Is it possible now that a lot of these cults that have either been or still are now this one?
There is also mention in there towards the back of a cult about 400 years ago that never really had an official name put in, but it sounded like vampires were starting to flock to a new one, but they never got a name for it. And so it was just left listed as an unnamed one, talking about how they were building strength, but then nothing ever seems to have happened with that one or been directly attributed to that one. And that one's location was around the Mountains of Mist as well. And that was about 200 years before the Order of the Dusk Rose.
Took each other out.
Yo, 1, 2.
Do you tell me all this?
Of course I do.
Cool.
You're not doing this for me.
Johan, you do find a chapter that's talking about experiments of trying to combine the effects of garlic and holy water into like these like holy water garlic bombs, but to no effect.
Oh.
Yeah, I suck at this.
But it does mention towards the bottom though that it makes a very nice smear on toast.
I got a weird sense right there. I should try garlic and...
So it looks like there's like the potential if you can get the ratios just right for it to work on something, but they couldn't get the ratios right. But they did find one that works really well when smeared on toast. And it has the little recipe for it.
Some
Like,
guy is really freaking hungry.
it's like 3 parts holy
Suddenly
water, 1
hungry.
part garlic, 1 part butter.
I don't sound too bad.
It's just only garlic butter.
Alright. I might bring this up to Cairo when I see him again. Maybe this could be something he works out.
The spread or the...
Yes.
All of the above.
Make a cool garlic
Cairo,
holy
I
water
would
weapon.
say your eye is probably caught by a large, thick, bound volume titled Siege Engines.
Ooh.
Well, this seems interesting. Start thumbing through it.
It is a list of different siege engines, and other creations that were created by Southgate for the church over the years.
Does it say where they are now? If they're still
Some
in
of them
service?
it has labeled still in service, discontinued, or where they got shipped to, and like their order amounts. One in particular that is very interesting is there is one that is a very large, so about like this big round, and it's a reinforced massive ball of holy water that can be launched out of a catapult. So it's for defending against undead hordes that are attacking your city. You launch a massive ball of holy water out that then hits the ground and shatters all over them.
Launch the holy of all bombs.
Yeah.
The holy hand grenade!
The holy hand tactical nuke.
The holy tactical
Yeah.
nuke.
It's called the, they call it the holy moly.
That was good. That was good. I like that. That was good.
There's also one that is for Moonsilver Ballista Bolts. Plans for it. Only 4 were ever made. But full Moonsilver Ballista Bolts.
That does sound expensive.
There's plans for ones that are bolts that open up, kind of like the ones from the extended scenes of The Hobbit.
Yeah.
So they have like the opening twirly-whirlies to try and block arrows. There's also one that is plans for a high pressurized fluid system basically it's a flamethrower that
Yeah.
can shoot hot oil out so that you can extend the range that you can fire the oil off at the top of your towers.
Mercy, that's terrifying.
Looks like those are still in service in Dawn's Rest right now,
He went
as well
to
as the Holy
right
Molys.
section. That's so funny.
Is there blueprints for that last one?
For the pressurized flamethrower,
Yeah.
there are actually blueprints included in this that you could copy from.
I start pulling it out.
You're like, oh heck yes.
Yep.
Just take a screenshot.
Yeah,
Like,
come on,
oh,
robot.
Yeah.
You just see him go.
Blink.
Yeah. The double
You've
blink.
never seen my eyes move at all just now.
A little iris.
It's just
Yeah.
little. It's just like a little camera thing.
Hold on, I gotta turn on flash.
Oh yeah, it's not bright enough.
His nose turns into a bulb.
Puts the like blinding light or whatever. Yeah, it's not
He has light on his forehead. Yeah, but there's quite a few different ones. Another one that's really interesting is a catapult ammunition. Not quite trebuchets, but catapult ammunition. That is a basically massive bag of caltrops that is designed to open in air, so it scatters caltrops over a very large area.
That would be effective.
Yeah.
And then there's also one
Kill anything.
that
That might
was
start
created
dropping
for the town of Oakwick, which is famous for their vampire hunters.
Yeah.
And they have a catapult type that throws like purified salt out in a massive white arc to cover an area. There's also they also have some of the holy molys as well. They also have stake
So
launchers. So they have these. They're smaller. They're like crossbows, but they're like repeating stake launchers.
Mm.
It just shoots a cow at
Machine gun.
people. It just
Like Shukonin. Okay.
it shoots
Um,
prime rib.
Yeah, and Oakwick is the town that's in the middle of the Windless Plains.
Okay. Well, I think. Was there any mention of automatons, like HK droids?
In the siege engines. So there is one mention of trying to create robotic Cathiars, but the note in it explains that it was considered too pricey and costly to attempt to make, manufacture, and the power cells would be too hard to proclaim to be able to make it a widely used thing, and so the project was abandoned.
Not only that, but
Okay.
what's the point of religion? Is it not making lifeless robots?
That's an interesting thought. Gonna move on to the next book and just try to hunt down.
Oh,
If the
yeah, and
church-
that was about 90 years ago.
Okay. I'm gonna try to hunt down any references to what would be considered me, since I spent a lot of time there. If the church has any records of me.
So some random metal guy.
There was this one fetcher.
Tried to kill
But yeah.
Jumping back over to you guys, is there anything else in particular that you guys are looking for in your section?
So we looked at vampire cults. Found a lot of interesting things apparently. Thank you. Let's look at. Who's the lady who's in the other place that's trying to run to become the new leader that we don't like?
Lady, yeah, Vesna. Lady Vesna.
So the four main lords and slash ladies is Lord Folkvar Wolf of Southgate, Lady Kivana, and she is down in Crowport, the largest port city. She's considered the Moon Elf Queen of the Coasts. There's Vesna, and then there's Thaddeus Gerolf. And Thaddeus is over in Moorwatch. Vesna Devone's home is Mistwatch.
Let me look at the map of the teleportation stuff. That's in the group chat, right? I'm having thoughts. I'm trying to think of where I want to go.
We're just partying as we're walking through this place.
Alright, so jumping over to you guys as you head to the clothing shop. You find yourselves out front of Petunia's Tunics.
Did he?
It just looks like someone's home that has kind of had the side of it converted into a store.
Cute.
As you step in,
Wait, before we step in, walking over there, kind of in the last session, I was like whittling something.
South Gate.
Getting to the place, I'm still kind of whittling something, and I'm still very quiet. And at like right before we step in, I go to hand you a coin. It's a wooden coin. I 3D printed this. I just wanted to do it over the night. And it's a wooden coin, and I hand it to you, kind of like shyly. And on it is carved into it, and it says "I owe you," and it's a little skull. And I'm just like, thank you for the old outfit that you bought for me. And I walk inside.
These are IOUs. Those are just as good as money.
Well, Yoshiko's just gonna stand there for like a solid minute and just like,
What?
Calvin's good story arc. The good ending.
Urge will follow in.
stepping
This
in,
from you?
Yeah, you can give it.
Oh, okay.
you see
I'm gonna pass it around to people.
an older lady, probably in her mid-70s. Her name is Petunia. She has the silver white hair.
Is she gonna threaten to beat me too?
She has the half moon spectacles with the little chains that go back behind her eyes. She's got one of those pin cushions on the wrist, full of needles,
Looks
and
like a
she's
tomato.
got a tactical set of measuring tapes and things all on her hip, as well as magnifying glasses that she can put down on her spectacles as well to be able to view her stitches and stuff to make sure everything's how she wants it. She's wearing this very nice floral blouse that has this little shawl that goes up on the back that you can pop up. It's kind of a mixture of blue, pink, and white flowers on a black background. As you step in, you see that Calvin already has been sat down at a little table, and she's already put out some biscuits and tea.
Oh, what's happening?
You were I don't even know how I was here. It was very quick. You walked in, and she just pretty much pushed you over to the chair, sat you down, gave you a plate of cookies.
My legs are crossed. I'm holding a cup. What the?
Yeah, she's giving you a little plate of cookies and a thing of tea. As you step in, she goes, "Oh, you two!" Grabs you, sits you down quickly, and then she pulls up a chair next to you guys, and starts with, "What can Granny do for you?"
I'm terrified.
Well, you can see his clothes are in shreds. We need new ones.
Utter shreds and dirt.
If
And there's
there's
a whole X mark in front of
anything
it.
I noticed that you dearies are definitely new to town. I haven't seen you before.
Yes, we're nothing but poor, weary travelers. I think I have at most 5 gold to spend on clothing.
Well, that will be plenty. Let your
Lovely.
Granny Petunia take care of both of you.
Oh, thank you,
I'm everyone
Granny.
in this town's Granny. And I will take care of everyone.
Oh, don't say that, because I will come back. I will
Well,
come.
I would hope so.
I look at you. I'm gonna bleed her dry.
You've never.
She looks at you and squints her eyes and I'd like to see you try.
No, there's a
And
joke,
she pulls
there's a
out
joke.
another plate of cookies from who knows where and puts it on the table.
Make sure they're not poisoned.
I take a cookie, don't get.
It's a really good homemade cookie, and it's somehow still warm.
Try a cookie, mate. Oh,
It's actually the cookie.
oh,
It's chocolate chip.
I'm gonna
It's
I'm gonna
She slides you one cookie.
eat the thing.
It's this weird disc of breadish dough that's been cooked and has these little chunks of a dark.
Don't crumble it.
something
Don't
in
crumble it. Eat it. Just eat it.
Dark
Pop
chocolate.
it in your mouth.
She
This is the
put whole
greatest.
thing
It's the
around.
greatest thing you've ever eaten when you're traveling.
of them in
Yeah,
front of us.
there's each of you has like a small plate of them in front of you.
As I'm talking, I'm just grabbing cookies and
God.
putting them into my pockets. And
Weirdly enough, though, as you're doing that, you notice the plate seems to not be losing the amount of cookies on it. It's like she's secretly replacing them as you're taking them. So it just seems to keep constant. It's
Maybe-
almost like there's a magic enchantment on it of endless cookies.
I'm not going to be able to bleed a dry man. She's too good. Okay, listen. Now this is.
Once again.
Here's the thing. I'm in need of something simple, something light, something. They just keep coming.
She kind of like cracks her hand. I used to be a little bit of a how do you say what's the word that they use nowadays?
Chronic cooker, chronic baker.
No, I used to gallivant around in the shadows, if you will, back in the day. I was a little bit of a pickpocket. I've gotten very good at sneakily replacing cookies on the table, if you will.
I like put a cookie back. I take it back again. You know, I'm not gonna get farther into that because frankly I'm terrified even more. But
That was almost 40 years ago, though. Good times.
Thinking about doing it again?
Now my friends died doing that profession. I'm good.
oh, that's a bit of a lore drop there. Do you?
It happens. This place got it.
I got like 3 gold. What's something I can buy that's cheap? I can move around in it. I'd like a nice hat, preferably pirate.
She goes over to this section of hats that she has that are in different styles. There's different kinds of the fancy tri-corner hats. There's like different hats made out of different animal furs. And as she's kind of going down the line, there's different styles. Something that's somewhat like a cowboy hat. There's one that is just a very like ornately done top hat. There's
Ooh, the top hat looks kind of funky.
there's like an Asian race farmer hat on her wall.
Maybe it's getting there.
And then there's just like a plain straw hat.
Stop.
It's just like it's almost like a little bucket hat made of straw, and it just has like a black band around the middle of it.
I love it.
What the fetch is your style? Last time we went to a place, you bought the fanciest thing.
Correction, you bought the
But
fanciest thing.
Petunia grabs this like long stick and hook and like reaches up, takes it off the wall, and plops it on your head, and then she's kind of sitting back.
I like start posing.
She like tilts it slightly.
Oh my gosh.
That's better.
It's the tip, so it's the tip.
Alright, now let's deal with the rest of it, because we can't have the nice hat with the torn.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't work. I don't even remember what color it was supposed to be, but now it's just brown.
Piety.
Some light, fluffy, not very fluffy, but loose. Some fun.
Over here. She brings you. She kind of like waddles over with her cane.
I start stealing cookies from Calvin's plate.
You're like out of my pocket, like.
You notice now that she's up and away from the table, the cookies are going down. It's just as you grab them. She takes you over to a section that has 4 mannequins up. One mannequin is showing kind of your traditional, like, colonial trench coat, white shirt, you know, very covered in buttons, in kind of a dirty brown, leathery color.
Okay.
The next one over is that, but in like a navy blue.
Well, you know, like the color,
The next one is kind of a little bit more simple. It's more of just a simple like cotton pants that go just past your knees, that are a light tan, a little bit darker than like what your standard skin color if you're a pale white dude would be. So it's a little bit darker than if you've never been out of your basement before in your life. And then
This is a description.
Yikes.
the shirt that goes with that is a very simple like cotton shirt. you know, like the classic like Renaissance festival shirt that people wear with the like string. It's that.
Okay.
But in kind of a darker, almost black. It's kind of a deep gray, like a slate gray. And then she goes to the next one. She's like, I don't know. This one might potentially work. She takes the straw hat and puts it on it. It looks a little bit more like somebody mixed a farmer and a pirate's outfit together.
What is it? Oh, it's just like a farmer's outfit?
It's like someone took. I guess the best way to describe it would be like take the like nice worker's shirt that you would have. So more of like a long sleeve version of that shirt. That's a little bit more dirty, and then there's kind of like almost like it's kind of like an overall kind of situation going on with a coat over it.
Too farm for that one. Do you have anything red?
I do have like a red version of this gray shirt. She points to the slate one.
You got blue pants? Just going wild with it, you know?
I did just come out with this new material I made called denim.
I like the sound of that. I go up to like the one that's like kind of the cottony one that she was like pointed at with the red version. There you go. Thoughts? I'm like,
Her quote unquote denim pattern is just a like mixture of different kinds of blues on a cotton.
Yoshiko has one too many cookies in her mouth to respond at this moment.
You got like 8 chips Ahoy in your mouth.
Basically, that's what's
Lovely idea. I think I'll take the red version with the blue pants. And I think they'll do it. And I pop.
are you wearing?
I 2 gold now. Unless this won't cover it. I think I could squeeze a couple more gold.
Well, I would say the price for this is about 6 silver for the hat plus.
I put an extra gold down.
For
That's
the
4.
That
cookie.
is mighty
gold.
kind of you. That's enough.
My
already
hand's like
covered it
in my coin
You
pocket.
already covered it too.
I'd like to remind you she's a pickpocket. If she wanted more, she'd take it.
Have you already taken my gold? I like reach in.
The cookies that were in your pocket are gone. She's just like holding them, and you're like, when did you?
You're gonna have to teach me that sometime.
Don't teach him. There's already enough
He
chaos.
hands you back the cookies. They're now like wrapped in an actual like. In between the time you looked up, saw the stack of cookies, and then we're like, how did you take it? They're now like wrapped up in an actual like container for traveling, and you're like, how did you have the time?
While you were handing them to me, they weren't wrapped. I don't really understand this. I put them in. Okay.
There was a handwritten letter in there saying from Grandma. And why are they warm again?
They're a fresh batch of cookies.
There's just an oven somewhere with a little elf just going.
Her pockets are like bags of holding with the elves that are just baking cookies at all times.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I want that now. That's happening. Okay.
Little elf slave.
Before I
Just
get
a magic item bag of, or pocket of endless cookies.
before I get any more cookies, yes, here's 4 gold. And I don't know. I start grabbing the thing off the
Well,
thing.
for that amount, she gets like 3 sets of this outfit for you. So you have 2 backups.
This is probably a good choice.
This is probably a great choice, actually. Hey, do you have a bag?
She gets like a she gets this like bag put together that's just like a cloth bag.
What are we doing with them?
Put it. There's cookies in here too.
It's just like on the the inside, it's from your loving grandma. It's like embroidered in it. And you realize all the hats have like all the instead of like
It's
a
all
brand,
custom. I didn't even
instead
tell
of
her
being,
my
like
name.
a brand or anything. It just says "From Grandma with Love." Just where the tag would be.
If anybody were ever to rob this shop, they would be the worst people ever.
They'd also probably be killed because she's a retired rogue.
She's terrifying. Alright, I sling the bag over. I'm probably still wearing this. I'm sorry, I put on one outfit.
She turns to you, Yoshiko, and goes, "And how can I help you, sweetie?"
Can I get enough cookies for 7 people?
You look down and there's just a plate of cookies. No, I'm just kidding. She's like, "One moment." She like walks over towards the back, and like literally like 30 seconds later, she like walks back out with a big gift basket full of cookies, and you're just like, "Did you have that prepared before?"
Wait, where do they come from? Wait.
She walks up, puts it down in front of you, and goes, "There's also a personalized card in there for each person."
How did you figure out? Calvin's like freaking out.
I have a lot of them pre-written.
I coin on the table, and I'm like, I walk out.
Thank
So
you for
5
how
gold.
fun the copious amount of ingredients I go through.
Terrified.
And Yoshiko will leave a thing of holy water tea for her.
Oh, thank you. I have a very, very good deal with the bakers.
Apparently.
Buy for some of their ingredients.
All for it, and I leave at that point. Wearing my new fancy
Well, I'm following.
straw hat.
That was a wonderful experience.
that was the best thing we
By
could have
enough
done.
cookies for like 7 people, it's like 24 cookies per person. It is a ridiculous amount of
How much
cookies.
money do I owe her? She never said.
Oh, between what he's paid her, it's already way covered.
Wow, great.
I was gonna say,
I mean, you gave her
5
5 gold, so yeah.
It was less than I ever spend, so yeah, that's fine with me.
We told you! We talked about this!
I mean, to be fair, the outfit you bought is a really
It's a really
not
simple
an expensive
outfit.
outfit.
Yeah.
It's like 5 silver for the whole thing.
All right. Well, I got about 50 gold left over. Bar?
Yoshiko's gonna stop for a second and say, you know, you're handling the fact that you died less than 24 hours ago remarkably well.
It's gonna happen again. Let's be honest. I start making my way to a bar.
Yoshiko's gonna droop a little. Take out a cookie.
Plus, I feel fine. Like the revivify thing from that Aurora did.
You didn't like see anything after you died? You just.
Was I supposed to?
I'm starting
great
to believe
bar
that's
in the
not
sky.
normal. Oh, let's go to a bar. It's fine.
Make a history check for me real quick. See if you remember.
If I remember
the
anything.
events, like what happened after you died.
Natural 20.
It's weirdly livid. Like it's just like perfectly clear. You just remember that like when you died, you were just like laying on the deck of a pirate ship, floating through like a sea of mist, and like you sat up, and there was just like a bottle of rum in front of you, and you tried drinking it. It was just an endless bottle of rum, and you're like, "This is my kind of place."
I remember. I don't say that though. I'm gonna keep that to myself. But yeah,
And
I remember
as you like up revived and you're getting like pulled up into the sky, you're like
No,
trying to grab
no,
the rum bottle.
no. Take me back.
Like holding onto the rigging as it's like getting pulled out of your hands.
You're
Why
like
is the
scrat
rum
in the
coming?
nut.
Where's the rum come? That's what I should have said when I woke up. Where's the rum?
Wow.
You just kept sobbing, "Send me back."
It's a vampire. Kill me again.
No, I must finish the quest first that I'm on. Hey, we party.
Please don't die.
I'm walking with my fancy clothes and more cookies than we will probably ever eat in the rest of this whole session or campaign.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't eat any. You.
Between the cookies that were separated out for you from hers, plus the cookies you have, you've got like 4 dozen cookies on you, and then she's got
On my
2
purse,
dozen
I
per
have
person.
4 dozen
Yeah.
cookies.
This is an
And she has 2 dozen cookies for each person in the party,
This is.
plus a personalized note from Grandma
So that's like
for each person.
18 dozen cookies.
It's so many
That's a
cookies
lot
for
of
her to
cookies.
just have had on hand.
And they're all still warm. I don't understand.
It's been 30 minutes since we left and they're still warm. How?
I go to a bar. I kick the door down. What?
They just have a magic spellcast on them that just keeps them warm no matter how long it's been.
Perpetual heating.
Perpetually,
Give
perfectly
me
warm.
things you're
cookies.
carrying so you don't spill alcohol on them.
Cookies?
Give them to me.
The cookies.
Give them all. Do you have 3 sets of clothes?
Oh,
One of them
you
you
mean the
left.
clothes too? Okay.
That makes more sense.
She looks like she's
The
out
cookies.
shopping with a teenage girl with the number of things she has in her arms.
Don't I have a bag of holding? You have a bag.
Yeah.
I have a bag.
Just
I
so
technically have both the bag
We-
of holdings.
I
One's
too.
with the party funds.
Here, I'll help you out. I reach in my.
Two?
Yeah, we have 2 because we got a second one from that party that we killed.
Yeah, from the Dusk Raiders.
We have 2? Who's the other one?
I'm holding one, and the other is in the party fund thing that we haven't.
Is
She's
it
never
in?
given it to anyone.
Is it in the other
No,
bag of
it's-
holding? Okay, I was
no.
gonna say that should not happen. You will die if that happens.
No.
Here.
I
Black
have
hole.
both of them.
Okay, good. That's good.
Miniature
Oh.
black hole to the astral realm, yeah.
I was really hoping it wasn't this one. Here, just so you don't have to hold it every time I bag of tricks. A big elk just pops out. Oh shit, not this one.
I just start hanging the bags on his
You're like
horn.
trying to stuff him back in.
Don't keep it.
You're like putting it on his nose.
Last time this happened, I got like banned from a from a town, man.
You like stuff the elk back in somehow.
Oh no, I was gonna say I keep the elk out, but do I look around and
you're like
Everyone's
stuff his
just
mouth in there.
and I'm like, yeah, it's just
Back-
not
just
fitting
not
back
back
in. I look around. Is there any like people who saw it as me just place a giant elk down?
There's a couple people watching and they're just like
Carry on.
rubbing their eyes like, did
Don't
he
panic.
just pull an elk out of a bag?
I'm magic.
That's
It's-
a huge elk.
He's fine. He's not gonna hurt nobody. He's just holding our
There's
stuff.
just some guy. He's a wizard!
I start like signing autographs. Yeah, we're from the Oath
Alright.
Keepers.
Let's
Not
get
only
to the-
are they able to kill incredibly powerful monsters, but they're magic!
Was that not already applied to the monster part? Are there people who kill monsters without magic?
Can you kill a monster without magic?
Yeah, they're called knights.
What?
When did that happen?
Terrifying. Somebody who punches something to death is much more terrifying than somebody that has magic.
Meanwhile, Ramos.
We go to a bar, and if there's like a little spot to like park horses out in front, I tie my just utterly massive elk to him.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's not gonna hold, but at least people will think it will.
Hey, principle of the elephant, right?
Sorry?
Principle of the elephant.
Yeah. I actually don't know what that is.
Alright.
You're smarter than I
I
am.
will explain at a time that is not this.
Okay.
As you guys are heading into the bar, we'll jump back over
Yeah.
to the group that is in the library.
Oh,
What are you guys up to now?
No, I have a hankling of an idea.
A hankling.
Oh, yeah.
We can't read your thoughts.
Well, I'm trying to make my thoughts make sense. It's hard. It's
Another thing you would have found in that siege weapons book, or in that book of weapons, you would have found the blueprints and plans for how to make holy water arrows and crossbow bolts.
That's right. I wanted to see if I could look at anything about the candidates. If there's anything about it that's
Biographies.
Weird.
Find anything about the four lords.
that is off. This might not be something we can find here. It may be something we have to do specifically snooping then.
Find more
But
about
we're already here.
archive than a library.
But we're already here. So
But I will say you'll probably get more information on that just by asking around
true.
the people in the church right now.
Ask Gertrude. She probably knows everything.
Yeah. Just go and start asking people, dude.
I'm gonna go up to Gutrin.
You have charisma.
I got very high.
Go use your charm.
I bet I got a charisma. Sorry, continue.
Can I? May I?
My sorry. My bad.
No.
I'm gonna go find Gertrude.
Alright. Gertrude is still behind her desk. looks like she is going through and she's reading some book that you don't see the title of it, but from the page that you can look at and read, it's talking about the proper way to eviscerate a werewolf
Nice.
with a great sword.
Nice.
I like Gertrude.
I like
Gertrude's
Gertrude too. Gertrude, what are your... I need to ask you some
You
questions.
also, as you're coming in at the angle you are, you can see behind her desk, and under her desk, there is a Fowler, which is a shotgun. That is, and it has a bunch of shells lined up next to it of different types. So she's got like one that is a moon silver shell, and it's labeled in case of werewolf / vampire / undead, and then it's got the next one, and it's like a garlic one. It's especially in case of vampires, and then there's just like one for different kinds of monsters.
Oh my god.
And then there's one. There's just one that is a blank, and it's in case you need to scare the crap out of someone for not returning a book on time.
Nice. I love Gertrude. Gertrude,
Yes.
you know everything, right?
I think I do. Although, if we're being honest, I've forgotten a lot.
Well,
But try me. What can I do for you?
I need to ask you some, if you know anything, and if you do, what your opinions are on the 4 lords that are going to be running for candidacies.
Ooh, gossip.
We'll call it that, yes. It is gossip.
Oh, do I know a thing? You're gonna want to pull up a chair for this.
Oh,
He pulls up a chair.
She's missing out on the tea.
I pull up a
There's
chair.
no disturbance in the tea force.
Yoshiko, something's wrong.
I forgot it.
Girl talk's happening without me.
Yoshiko loves
It's
tea.
that way.
Verbal or verbal, she loves tea.
You know, it's like a spider sense that just points her in the direction of where it's happening. She's just like, there, the library.
What is it, boy? What'd you see?
It's a sixth sense, but only for that. Gertrude starts going into what she knows about each of the lords. Give me half a second.
Oh, take your time. I have all day.
I have. Yeah. I got as long as you want, baby girl. I'm too tired for this. This was too early in the day. I woke up literally an hour before this.
Well, to start with Lord Fulkvar Wolf. Wolf has been in power for a couple hundred years at this point. His father was the one who was in charge back in the event that the church has labeled as the Shattering. That was about 500 years ago. He passed on about 50 years after that event, and then Fulkvar took the mantle at that point. So he's been around for about 450 years in charge. He is, of course, the Dwarven King of Southgate. If I understand correctly, I believe he is a mountain dwarf. And he is in control of pretty much the Coven Mountains is their range of territory. They are by far the most technologically advanced and provide us with a lot of different kind of weaponry. And that is actually where firearms and guns were first invented, was down there. That's where that comes from.
Of course.
Lights.
So this beauty,
I
and
did that.
she goes, so this beauty, she pulls up her shotgun. Shelly here was pretty much a gift from them. I appreciate it. Puts it back.
It's a nice,
Um,
nice present.
Dara Kivana is the Moon Elf Queen of the southern coast of Mistrid, so she controls all of the coastal trade.
Wow.
She's by far the most wealthy of the 4 lords because of it.
Sure.
Her policies seem to be more about caring for her people in the sense of actual, like, economic-wise, more so than necessary protection, but she does kind of just leave the protecting up to the church. Southgate, he kind of believes in advancement, moving technology forward, but also finding a balance to not let it overtake your life so that you're not like just entirely reliant on it. I've also heard rumors that those two sneak off together every once in a while to go out to dinner.
Interesting.
I haven't heard that that's confirmed,
Dramatic.
Do you think there?
but at least I ship it.
Do you think there would be a
Our first canonical
unity there that would unite their kingdoms?
Possibility. I mean, they did come together to create the town of Moss Hollow
Right.
as a sign of unity, and actually ended quite a long feud and war between their peoples by doing so.
If they did that,
So they do show the promise of being able to come together and create treaties, which is, you know, a good quality to have in someone who's up for election this year.
sure.
Now Thaddeus Gerolf, he's human, and a rough one at that.
The fact that you say that makes me think that he's not.
He's Herman.
Thaddeus is the one who controls the land from the Lost Woods to the Creaking Forest.
Okay.
And he's kind of obsessed with hunting down undead to an unhealthy level. Although, like, the rumor is that he's so obsessed with that he'll go after Stitchers and Necromancers and the undead, which, I mean, his area of the land is kind of the capital of it, so I can see why you prioritize it. But to the detriment where apparently other cults and stuff rise up fairly easily in his lands unnoticed or unchallenged until things get bad enough that he deals with it. He's one of the two lords that kind of resents the church a bit, or doesn't really work with us that much. He does still allow members of the church in, unlike Vesna. So there are still members of the church, and there are people stationed there. It's just not nearly in the numbers that you normally would have, and they don't have any legal influence in his land.
No.
They're just there to kill monsters.
Which comes to best.
Thaddeus is probably about in his 40s. Not really my cup of tea. Personally, I don't think he's that good looking. Some people do. Not my style.
Tweets are out.
I like a man who's a little bit more built, you know.
I love this character. Shit,
Uh,
you're married.
You're married to some greasy old man.
You know what? I understand why she's saying this.
Going to Lady Devon. Devon's really interesting because she's not seen that often. She is an elf, which, you know, is why she's been in power for so long. Her and Kivana have been around in charge the longest.
Sure.
Because
Elves.
Dara Kivana, she's been around or in charge of the coast for about 600 years now. So she was there pre-shattering, fixed everything, got the economy back going.
Wow.
Honestly, really good work on her part when it comes to that. Vesna has been there for around, I think it's been around 300 years that she's been in charge of her area. She's the only one who kind of completely bars the church from her cities. Like, they can come around and work around it, but she doesn't have a station in there. We have no legal authority in her areas. Occasionally she'll call on us for aid if really needed, but she kind of depends on her people's own strength and teaches them to do things themselves and not to rely on others or she's kind of mysterious though, and not a ton is really known about her, although she does have impeccable fashion sense.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna be lurking in the shadows and mysterious, it gotta look nice, right?
Hey, that girl knows her flowy dresses.
Alright. So it seems like your vote is for the Lords of Southgate and Crowport.
Personally, I think the best for us would be Kivana, but that's my personal opinion. You know, I could always use more coin in my pocket.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. All right. What do you know about? I've read it. Oh, we already did some reading, or Marcella did and told me about it. Because she's a lot smarter than me.
The election, by the way.
Oh yes.
Well, that's coming up in 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, it's 2 months away.
Dang it.
If someone were to be elected, well, I guess why is someone who doesn't want, like the church, want to be elected?
Well, I mean, if you're the elected official, you're the official ruler or High Lord over all of Mistrid. I mean, you have the power to tell all the lords and ladies that control different areas what they can do. The only reason they have the influential spheres that they do is because that's the area of influence that people have voted to allow that lord to control. So, I mean, there's a reason that it's just these four. Nobody else is in the candidacy. It's because they're the, by far, most voted for or beloved picks for this.
What would you know about the Nightmare Realms? I'm going deep here.
Not a lot. I mean, the church doesn't know a ton about it. It's not a subject we talk a lot about. But from what we understand, we believe it to be the origin point for a lot of these monstrosities and aberrations that we face. Particularly, it was at least, honestly, I don't even know the exact time period of when the what they call the Nightmare Waste incident was, but an entire branch of the Angels was killed off, one of the 5 orders in that time of what happened there, and that was just from a couple of rifts to the Nightmare Realm opening up in a section. Now it's a complete wasteland. It took a lot of effort to close those. So, heaven forbid it opens again or something happens like that again.
Right.
That event's pretty much the
I hope
the
that's not
extent of our-
foreshadowing.
That event is pretty much the extent of our knowledge of what even happens there.
I look at Marcella. Are you with me right now?
Yes, I've been here the
Should
entire
I-
time, hating myself.
I give the look basically of, should I say something?
No.
No?
Well, the quarrel.
Okay, we're not actually saying this. It's just like the looks we're having where I'm like, should I?
There's like a magazine on the side of her desk that's titled like Monsters Monthly, and it's just like an up-to-date thing of like everyone's local legends of what monsters are still around.
I was thinking something
There's a
totally
new
different.
entry.
But you didn't go my
A
way.
weird-crow up in that one area.
Alright.
The bear moth. He'll steal your torch and stare at it.
Usually, yeah, he just
I'll
steals
keep-
people's
I'll keep
torches.
it under
Fear
wraps.
the bear moth.
Good. Alright. I think we should all. Thank you, Gertrude. That's all I needed.
No problem, good looking.
Dude, these guys are my Gertrude.
In front of Marcella.
That's in front of Marcella.
She's getting more than me.
Alright. I'm gonna go try to find Cairo. I guess we are
Good.
going.
You guys find him as he's up there and he's like he's finishing jotting down the notes on how to create like holy water arrows.
We should try to get the group together.
Well,
No,
knowing Calvin, he's probably in a bar, so.
Cut to us like cheersing, like yeah.
He's like got half the tavern dancing or something.
Yeah, no, we're doing a massive party just happening, and then it cuts back to you guys quiet.
So, did you find what you needed?
I think we did. Or at least something that can take us somewhere. Let's all get together and talk about it.
That's what I assumed you
I'll
guys.
put the book
We're
back.
gonna
Well,
Oh, I found a thing. Apparently a while ago they were trying to work out a device to use holy water and garlic and make like a sort of weapon with it. But they
Okay.
just couldn't get the right mixture. They even had a nice toast spread for it.
Yes. It's getting around. It's gotta get to me.
interesting. Okay, well, I'll take a look at it when I have time. Let's try to find a bar.
I don't even remember which bar we're in. We're in one.
Yeah.
We're in some bar.
Well, we know they went to the clothing store. Did you point them to a Wade's clothing store?
Yeah. We'll just go.
What's the closest bar to that store? That's probably where they went.
Yeah.
You like walk outside and you just hear like chanting and cheering from like a direction.
Oh gosh. All right.
Well, let's get there.
Let's hope Yoshiko's not drunk with him.
I have
Yoshiko's responsible.
Except for when it sometimes comes to alcohol. Sometimes.
I drink occasionally, but not when I'm on babysitting duty.
Jasper, friendly.
I was gonna
Unless
say,
he,
have you been,
unless he convinces you, like
I was
he's
gonna
somehow
say,
convinced him.
if you're not already drinking, I'm gonna try to convince you to start drinking.
You can try.
Don't say that to me because I'll find my good days.
Oh no.
We're in the bar and I've had a
Enough.
couple enough that I'm
Enough.
probably drinking heavily
These bugs.
to convince you. Oh, what is I did?
You forget that I have intelligence plus
Yeah.
4, so I have
Plus
enough
Oh, it's wisdom.
sense.
10.
This would be wisdom.
10.
No.
No.
Yoshiko's got her holy water tea. She's like later when you're being babysat by someone
I
else,
don't know how would you do that.
or when we're not waiting for the group to arrive.
As you walked in, something that hasn't happened for you yet. This is the first time ever you walked in, and when you two walked in, the tavern kind of erupted in people just being like, "Hey!"
That's what you guys heard.
And everyone in the tavern knows your guys' names.
I don't like that.
They know your names. They know that you are
This is broken.
connected to Johan, who just became an inquisitor. They know that you guys are the Oath Keepers. I mean, they've heard stories about it, and there are people who are buying you drinks and asking you to tell the story of like what happened.
Gather around, people. Gather around. Let me tell you this story. How we defeated another realm's vampire being.
Well,
And I gather a group of people and I start telling the story, but making me as like the obvious hero of everything. But I go through the whole event. I don't even remember what happened. But
You're also drunk.
yeah.
and you died and came back. You're gonna paint yourself out like the freaking Jesus Christ.
When I
figure.
died, I went to
And
hell and I
we-
stabbed a demon in the kidneys.
We found this blood key and we opened a portal, and I, being the strongest of the group, jumped in first. Immediately was met face to face with a 15 foot tall vampire, and
Yoshiko's just casually fact checking him.
There's a bunch of drunk
he-
people in this bar, so they're eating it up.
he ended up almost killing one of our friends, and he put us through this giant hedge maze that was very scary and very terrifying. I wasn't scared, but my crewmates obviously were. And you know, me being the leader, I led the way through.
Have we walked in yet?
You probably walk in halfway through me telling this as well.
I want to throw a dagger at you.
I convinced we needed to collect these black skulls, and so I convinced one of the guardians of the skulls to just give it to me.
That did actually happen.
And he
I was like, that did.
That did
That
happen.
one's real.
the guy appeared out of nowhere, and he stabbed me straight, and I show over my chest scar. I fell to the ground, but my mates were right there backing me up. I got lifted up and I I stabbed him through the heart with a big old stake. And he
Some girl in the tavern thinks. So much blood involved.
and I
some lady. They're so heroic.
and we made it out of there. And now we're the owners and leaders of this realm. Oh. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Deception. Oh, performance?
check, yeah.
Oh, yikes. 8.
Ah.
Dang it, dice. We're supposed to be good.
Are we in here at this point?
I'd assume they walked in
Or have-
halfway.
Or, oh wait, you would have walked in and started doing this.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'd assume the big chair or whatever is what you guys heard.
I guess that just depends on how long you were shopping versus how long you were in the party
And you
versus
guys
how
are
long.
probably in that
Library.
for hours.
Yeah.
It's probably like hitting at least midday of that
There you go.
evening.
Just based.
8 is what I got on the performance.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Well, luckily, so many people are drunk and stuff. There are some people who are like, obvious embellishments, but you know, it's still fun whenever they
Yeah.
actually did something.
yeah.
But he's making up this story. Not a lot of people believe necessarily that it's another like realm or whatever, but they like do believe that you guys did kill the vampire because you guys brought in and turned into vampire heads.
And I have the giant scar.
Yeah, and you do have the scar, and so there's a lot of people who do believe it.
How many drinks would you have say I've had at this point?
You have been bought like 8 drinks.
Deal. I am
Deal.
hammered. I'm not even gonna roll for it. I am hammered right now. Not fully. I can still like communicate, but I not good at
And there's like, there's some ladies who are like, just you can overhear talking about like the fashion that you're wearing,
Oh,
and they're just like, do you think I can pull that off?
that's exciting. Yoshiko
So-
has secluded herself in the farthest corner she
And
can.
some of them are noticing some of the like exotic things that you do, like some of your exotic mannerisms that they've never seen before, and like talking about this interesting drink that you're drinking. Yeah, you guys are starting to get some recognition
Exciting.
for your deeds at this point.
We're being hunted.
Oh,
Somebody
no.
could-
Oh, right.
At least half of us are being.
So many
Yeah.
people.
I forgot
Not,
I'm a
it's not
fucking
too long.
We're gonna get, like, combo
It's
with
another
5
like
different
4
groups of
drinks
kill
later
squadrons.
that the rest of the party arrives at the door, and when they open it up, it erupts in cheer again.
Oh, comrades, welcome to the folly,
And the barkeep
Great.
looks at now the assembled group of the party and goes, "A round of drinks on me for our heroes."
Somebody else's turn, and Yoshiko's gonna go try to find a room.
I did. I'm gonna hide in the shadows.
She got a 19.
No, I got a 26.
You got a 26?
For what?
Just hide in the shadows of the door.
15 seconds after she walks in, everyone's like, "I thought there were 5 of you."
Alright.
They're supposed to be
She's
actually
just like up
7.
in the rafters.
Dun, 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 dun.
Literally.
Where are we staying? Speaking of, are we?
Yeah,
is there
where
a
are
room here?
I don't know where I am.
I have a house that you guys can stay at.
I yell.
Free.
Do you say that to us?
Oh my gosh.
Do you say that to us?
Were we talking about where we're gonna stay?
I'm
Yeah,
asking.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's like you guys can stay at my house.
Party's going on at Johan's house.
I didn't say that.
I yelled that out loud to everyone.
Oh no.
Yay!
It's like a conga line starts forming out the door.
I'm leading the conga line, and I don't know where I'm going.
We needed. I wanted to
Half
talk.
of the conga line is so drunk that they're like breaking off and like falling as they like walk. You guys get like halfway down the road, like everyone's like scattered out, no longer in a line. Like,
But you're still doing it.
I'm still by myself walking off. I don't know where you guys are at this
Okay,
point.
I said I was off Calvin duty. Somebody else's problem at this point.
I don't know where y'all hangs out. Let's all just go grab him and meet up at your house, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I should go see my mom.
Kind of important. And I would very much like to be out of this crowd of strangers.
Yeah.
Vasella!
Marcella, where are you? She like drops down.
I'm just picking people's pockets as they're going out the door and whatever's left.
Alright, make a sleight of hand check.
She just did.
I just it's
15 plus 9.
yeah. That is like 24, I think.
Jeez. Oh my god.
You're like disguised as a coat rack.
Not this guy, she's in the coat rack. There's like a like one of those like
It's like a mimic. She is the door.
You walk by just a hand.
Yeah, so I would say you're able to pick at least 8 people's pockets, and you're going to get a total of about 10 silver and like
Oh my gosh.
25 copper. And you're just like yoinking coin purses.
You just like come out and you're jingling. Let's go.
Literally, as soon as everyone's out, alright, I'm going. Let's go.
It's the coin jingling.
Fine, I'll fly
Johan.
over and get him. Since nobody else has, I'm gonna go.
He's like halfway down the street.
Calvin.
He thinks he's going in a straight line, but he's just sort of like going in a circle. He's so inebriated.
Calvin.
Hi.
One lay on hand. Silver.
Oh.
We're going to my mom's house.
Your drunken friend will hate this party trick.
I'm like, okay, fine, and I just pull out a cookie and a bottle.
But
Oh, that's right, we have the elk.
Oh yeah, the elk's following me.
You swig the bottle and you're like, how did she replace it with milk? Why did she do this?
I guess I have a milk bottle too. It's warm.
How is it ice cold?
yeah, ice cold milk.
did you see Petunia?
Yeah, she was a very lovely lady.
She is lovely.
Oh my goodness. All right, I dunk a cookie, put it in my mouth, grab my elk's. Oh, he has a rope wrapped around him at this point. All right, where are we going?
We're going
for the rest
to
of
my
the
mother's house.
Your mom. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I have one. Do you?
Alright, Yoshiko's gonna smack Johan upside the head for that one this time. Be nice!
Thank you, Dad. I don't need this today, man. I was having a good
I
day.
know I'm sad.
He died less than 24 hours ago. You can cut him some slack. I will smack both of you.
Snack.
I gesture to my elk that's sitting right next to me.
No, stop. Neither of you fight.
I don't
I'll
want
do it right now.
Why?
I'll throw hands.
Calvin.
I don't know, man. I was on top of the world 10
wanna
seconds
see
ago,
this.
and now I just got reminded that I don't have a mom. So
After
Hey, I don't
taking
have a
away
mom
his
either.
drunkenness.
Your mother was a cat today.
let's go somewhere. I
Right.
wanna lay down.
Weaving your way towards the
Maybe get an actual
south
meal.
part of the central circle of town. Because there's something I forgot to mention about this city is that there's several layers of walls. There's 3 layers or 3 rings of walls, or tiers as you get closer to the center of the city. Your mother lives on the south part of the 3rd circle on the inside, which is reserved for family or members of the church's housing, to have them all be close. And as you walk up, it's a surprisingly modest home for something that was for a noble knight of the church. It's a pretty generic style, almost like farmhouse, just in the town, but it's a 2-story home. Stepping up, you can see that it does look like your mother is home and safe. The lights are on, and it looks like she's doing a little bit of dusting on the inside, for what you can see through the light. Her head kind of turns, and she immediately drops what she's doing, and you see the door slam open, And she like holds out her arms and goes, "My boy's home!"
And I'm not up to for that.
She pushes you out of the way and just like runs past you like aggressively and just like hugs Johan.
Oh, I thought that was for me. Oh, my bad. Sorry, read that whole
She
situation.
hugs Johan and then she like breaks the embrace after like giving you the check over to make sure you're good. And stuff. And she like rubs her hand across like the scruff on the side of your face, and she's like, "You could use a little bit of a shave, darling. Though it does look really good on you."
Real question if
You
it's
do
certain
pull it
stuff
off
on
well.
like
She kind of like she does the thing where she like holds you at arm's length and kind of gives you a look over and goes, "You look just like your father at that age."
No.
Very handsome. And then she like turns, she goes Marcella on him, and it's like, "Good to see you, dear."
Me and Yates go in the corner like.
You're having the time of your life.
She's like, and of course, thank you everyone again for getting me out of that cruel nightmare.
Oh right, I forgot. Wait.
Yes.
Saved
Yeah.
her.
Right, we've met her before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back now. It's coming back.
Now that
You
you're not
drink
drunk.
way too much.
I do. I really.
We should talk about
We need to have a session.
We're talk about the 12 steps here.
It's just an AA meeting
Yeah.
in D&D.
Later. No,
Later.
it's fine. I don't know. It's your mom.
I'm just gonna go in.
Can we go in?
Yeah, she invites you in, and she starts fixing supper.
Heck, we have refreshments, and we put out plates of cookies. There's an abundant amount of cookies.
As she's making something up and she's peeling some potatoes for a stew that she's putting together, she looks over. She's kind of looking over her shoulder and says, "So, what have you guys been up to since I last saw you?"
Well, let me tell you. And I start doing the whole story that I said in the bar again.
and we're just dryly like, that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Hold on.
That didn't happen.
Ready to throw
18
a dagger.
performance check would be 22.
Oh my gosh.
There's at least 3 parts in the story where she goes, "That was actually my son Johan, right?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it is.
And again, I'm just head in my hands. I'm just
Now we're here.
Yeah. With where you're sitting, up on the wall, you can see your dad's shield, his moonsilver shield, as well as behind it is 2 spears that he had been given as a gift. They're not moonsilver, but they are just 2 spears that he'd been given.
cool. So, I guess
And it's like up on the mantle of the fireplace.
Did Dad ever talk to you about things that were happening with the angels?
Not really. Events like specifically with anything weird happening with the angels. He did tell me a couple of stories of times that he fought alongside angels, though. Like for example, there was one time about 25 years ago. At this point, there was some foolish wizard who found himself the key or unlocked the ways to become a dark sorcerer or a lich. He thought that just because he'd become a lich, he had the power to try and assault and take over the city. So he amassed himself an army of undead and marched at the walls. And your father told me that it took around 15 minutes total for the entire army of about 3,000 zombies and him to get wiped out by the angels.
That sounds like a pretty cool way to go, if you ask me. That sounds pretty gnarly.
Now, we haven't had an assault on the city since.
It's like you hear what happened to Jim.
Well,
Jim the Lich.
Jim the Lich. I think Dad was looking into some things.
Yeah, that was one of the first. He said that was the first time he'd ever seen a matron of the church fight. He said it was like watching it was almost like watching the wrath of the sun on the battlefield.
Wow.
Have you told us what Keanu told you? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, we talked.
Okay.
Well, did Dad ever talk about any vampire cults?
Not necessarily. I know that his speciality was vampires, but he did tell me about how he ended a cult called the Cult of the Dusk Rose.
Everyone looked up, everyone perked up at that moment.
That was one of the things your father was most famous for,
Ah,
actually.
I haven't told anything.
Interesting.
I go back to
That's
eating
right.
cookies.
And the last mission that he ever went on, he went and he said he was tracking down the rumors, or had been putting together pieces of a puzzle that that there might be lords or ladies who are actually vampires hiding among the people, and was trying to figure out how to force them to out themselves, or trying to find ways to identify that. I think he was doing that. I think he was doing that over near. Sorry, it's been a couple of years.
Mistwatch.
Yes, Mistwatch. That's where it was.
Yeah.
That was the last place he was stationed before he passed.
Do you know if he has any notes?
Yeah.
You might try his study upstairs.
Great.
Go up there and it's just like the meme of the guy with like the tons of like string ropes.
Charlie. Can I talk about the mail? Let's talk about the mail. I'm dying to talk about the mail.
It's just like this whole elaborate
There's
thing
no
of
pepper
why
soup.
they're allergic to garlic.
Like, only do all of these people exist?
No.
Sorry.
They've been asking for their
Sorry, we're just recalling that show.
Oh my god.
Alright.
So.
Sorry, continue.
Cool.
Yeah. So she's just informs you that if there's anything, she would try checking his study. She hasn't touched it since he passed.
Is it fine if I go look?
I mean, of course, I'm sure he'd let you.
She's making dinner.
That reminds me, dear. I heard that you got a promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My boy's an inquisitor.
I am an inquisitor.
I'm so proud of you. What did you choose as your speciality?
Vampires, actually.
Oh, following in the footsteps of his dad. He'd be so proud.
She's a proud mom.
Oh, you know.
Goodness, are you the only one at the party that has a positive relationship with their mother?
Oh,
I mean, I don't know if I have
out of character. Out of
You have an
character.
option for a relationship.
Out of character. I went out of my way to like write this character to have a positive relationship with my parents, and like no traumatic. Like my dad died traumatically, and I'm trying to avenge him. He died in his sleep. An old man.
That's how your fault.
That's what.
That's
That's
how your
one of the
father
things that he's
died?
famous for is the fact that he actually lived long enough to die of old age as a person who worked in the church.
Coward.
That makes him
Coward.
That's one of the things that makes him so famous is that he was such a respected
Knight.
and strong knight, but that he actually lived long enough to die of old age is just crazy.
Okay.
Especially
As a
being
half-elf.
that his dad was a half-elf and was around for a while.
Alright, okay. You got it.
So he was a pretty beast dude.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he passed away at 165.
I'm only 25.
Yikes.
So I could. Anyway, we're gonna while she's working, cause she's working on supper. So while she's working on that, I'm gonna go take a look. Cause he's gotta have some kind of notes or something.
Do you partly need my help to investigate your own father's study?
Yes, you're a lot smarter than me.
Is that right?
You're much smarter than me.
Heading up to his study,
You want my help as well?
Maybe.
it's pretty plain looking. Just one old wooden desk that has a couple of drawers in it. There's papers everywhere. There's tons of stuff up on the walls pinned up about like different locations of vampires, different things that they've tried with weaknesses, the best way or best places to hit them with a stake, diagrams of their biology and anatomy, just tons of stuff like that up on the walls. There's awards, there's maps of the area, the local area, and as well as like different parts of Mister that he's been stationed at.
Right.
Pretty much the entire right side of his office is just a wall of different kinds of maps with pins on it in different locations where you can found things.
Do I notice if these pins line up with the Nightmare Realm doors?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. 16.
It does look like there is some potential small correlation in like small outbreaks around points. But the biggest thing you notice is that as you step back and you're looking at everything pinned up on the wall, as you step back further, it begins to take a shape where the outlined thing of the world and all of these different encounters actually create the image of a rose in the red pins that he has up.
Okay. Blood rose. Musk rose. Dusk rose.
I don't know if I'm paying attention to any of this. So
I don't think we
I'm just in the corner eating cookies, probably.
But the interesting thing is that your dad's stuff goes back around 300 years worth of information that he has up on this wall. So he's got stuff recorded from about 300 years in the past up documented on this wall.
Wow.
And then everything that he did during his time.
Alright. Okay.
And then you notice that there is one of the drawers in his desk is locked. All the other ones are not, and most of them are just talking about it's standard books on like, mission logs, just journals from his travels, books that Gertrude would probably have beaten him for not bringing back yet, things like that. For the most part, it's kind of what you would expect, but there is that one locked drawer.
What's up?
Does any of his travel seem to have been in Lycanmore or Southgate?
Oh, regularly.
So he has been stationed around Lycanmore a couple of times. He was friends with Ramos.
Yeah.
So he actually has
That's how I
had about 15 deployments down to Lycanmore. He's never been to Southgate.
Okay.
And he's never been up to Warwatch. The main places, the furthest he ever went down south was Lycanmore, and the furthest north and west that he ever went was a place called Frostbrook.
Okay.
Dang.
I'm just curious if I would have run into him. Probably not.
You never know.
Can I get a history check?
If you did, that'd be cool.
Well, that's a base 18. 22.
You actually do remember running into him in one of his deployments, now that you think about it. There was a time where you heard, you never really talked to him, but you do remember a time when he came into town in Lycanmore. It was about when you were finishing up some of the additions that you had put into or kind of upgrades you were doing to some of the siege engines there. You heard just kind of like one of those parades, like when Ramos first came in. It was one of those for him arriving.
Got it.
And they had a really good reputation, but you didn't really pay much mind to it because it's just another night from the church.
Okay. Good.
You wanting me to open up the door now?
If you would, please.
But you do remember his title, what people used to call him.
Would that be
People used to call him the White Wolf.
or
Got it. Okay.
Cool. What's that?
open up that locked?
Could you please? Did you?
No, you want me to?
If you would, please.
What would that be?
There's just
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Mhm. Sleight of hand with proficiency bonus because you have lockpicking tools
That's true.
or thieves tools.
These tools.
Proficiency with proficiency bonus.
Mm-hmm.
It's like another +3.
Yep.
Math is not.
It's
stupid.
12 plus 5, so it's
17. Yeah, it takes you like 3 seconds.
Well, I'm already proficient in sleight of hand
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really easy for her to
You like
pop it
wave
open.
your hand over and you just
Literally, like.
Open shishimi.
Okay.
Yeah, so you
Dude, I do
pop
that.
it open, no problem.
I could have done that too, guys.
Opening it
Just
up,
sitting here.
it's a. It's not a lot, but it's the last book that he had been working on when he got home. So it's about 6 pages worth of information
Wow.
talking about what nobles he suspected in Mistwatch.
This
And it's
is
a page dedicated to each noble and like why he thinks each one could potentially be a vampire. The first one is
very nice.
a guy named Regulus, and his last name is Devone, so it's Regulus Devone. And toward about halfway towards the bottom, he goes, suspicions ended up being confirmed as false. We were able to clarify that when I slipped him some holy water in his drink, and he didn't start screaming in pain.
Cool.
But it was like some tendencies about how he's like a hermit, doesn't go out very much, he's kind of pale, and
Just be a really lonely
yeah,
dude.
just kind of things like that. And then he's like, yeah, I slipped him holy water in his drink. Guy didn't start screaming in pain, so he's not a vampire. Next target.
This is my dad.
Good man.
That's
I
my
like
man.
him. I like him.
The next, yeah, it goes through kind of a similar thing with like 3 others, and then there's one
I would do the same.
that turns out to have been confirmed, and it's a log of how he killed her.
Nice.
And it was some lady that you've never heard of her before. She was probably a minor lady of the area, but she belonged to some house called House Corvus. But her name was Katie Corvus, and he was able to confirm that yes, she was a vampire. He slipped her a vial of holy water in her drink the same way. She started screaming in pain, and then he shot a stake through her forehead, and then and then killed her on the spot.
Nice.
Good man. I
And
like
he
him.
did this during the middle of a
banquet.
of a banquet. Yes, he did this in the middle of a large banquet.
Freaking based.
Because he had suspicions that she was going to try something after it, and so he assassinated her during it, or killed her during
That's
it.
crazy.
I wonder if that's why the church isn't allowed in Stonerest anymore.
Or Mistwatch.
Mistwatch, that's what I meant.
There is actually a note at the end of it that his mission there, about 30 years ago, was when the ability for the church to go in was cut off because he killed like 5 nobles while he was there.
I'm just like, we're not doing that.
And 3 of them were confirmed to be vampire or have ties to vampire cults. 2 of them were not, but he killed 5 nobles while he was there.
Big
Of
What a
very-
chat. I love this guy.
Jeez.
He also
I would probably do the
you
same.
also find a record that he has that's a kill count.
Yo.
You find he has a book that is a kill count where he has kept track of the names of every vampire he has ever killed,
Wow.
where he killed them, and whether or not they were a full vampire, a spawn, or just some thrall. And it is over 1,500 kills.
Are you?
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
First off, whoa.
Just-
Second off, are you like reading this by yourself, or are you like telling us like as a
We're
group?
probably,
You
There's like-
realize
probably
your
reading over
dad
their
was
shoulder.
probably the foremost professional, or like the
The guy.
foremost in knowledge about vampires.
Yeah,
Like
everything
he
done.
knew everything there was to know, and he picked up on these crazy subtle things that nobody would notice. Like he's the only one who knew about this kind of slight detail where one of the signs of vampirism is right in like the corner of the eye. You'll get a little bit of bloodshot, but it'll be slightly tinted a darker red than normal. And sometimes a little bit of a yellowing will be going on around it. And sometimes in the dark, you'll see just like the very slightest of a red reflection there, or like an orange. If you were to like see someone's eyes like catching the reflection of light
We need to keep all
out
this
of like a
stuff.
hooded lantern.
This is good.
Karina, like, damn, I wish I got to know him now.
There's also, you find out that he's the one who recommended and like came up with the concept of a holy water arrow and like sent the idea to Southgate to get ordered. And that he's also the person who came up with the concept of like the repeating stake gun. He came up with that as well.
Wow.
Right.
Just shoots cows. It's so cool.
T-Bone, New York.
I hate that it took me a second to get it.
Did you not get that joke earlier?
It took me like 2 seconds
Come
right there,
on,
where I was
man.
like,
It's a
You're
good-
shooting
it's a good
stakes at
day
cow-
for a ribeye.
It's funny. It's funny.
No, it's funny.
It's good with a cigar. It's a good day for a ribeye. It's a good day for a ribeye.
wow.
Oh.
That's what I need. I need one of those.
If you shoot it, just goes in the mood.
You need one of those.
Anyway,
Oh, what?
that's pretty much what you find in his study.
You need a
can
little
make you
gun
one
that
better.
shoots freaking chopsticks. It's like a little dart gun.
Or just shoot steaks. Get the steak gun.
I don't know.
You also
Chopsticks
find
fun.
actually some of his supplies for vampire hunting. So you find 15 vials of holy water in his office. You
need to
find
write this
10
down.
wooden stakes.
So, give me a page where I can write down. Because you're the one that was
Imagine having a notepad and not just using technology like me.
Based.
So,
No, I did.
Unfortunately.
Gotta be honest, yeah, no, paper's probably easier.
okay, holy
I
water.
prefer paper myself personally.
You said 10 steaks?
Yeah, so it's 10 stakes, 15 vials of holy water. You find yourself a moon silver net that he's got, as well as what are they called?
Bolo?
No,
Describe it.
Describe it for us.
my brain just broke. What was that? Moon silvered manacles.
Oh, we had a pair of normal ones, but they were moon silvered.
Yeah,
so these
it's
could
moon
actually...
silvered manacles. Which, if you were to use moon silvered manacles on something like a lycanthrope, it'll actually turn it back into a human, and they can't transform into a lycanthrope.
Nice.
This is helpful.
So you find all of that in his office.
Wow.
I just came up with an idea.
Go ahead.
What if I made a dart gun that uses holy water in the dart for you? Because darts, they're silent.
Holy dart.
I like
Future project.
future
Yeah,
project.
you don't hear a sound. You just start going.
You just see the vampire's neck start swelling, and he's like, garlic! Someone put garlic on this bread!
Theoretically, you could fill the darts with alchemist fire as well.
I mean, theoretically, you could do that with your flamethrower that you found the plans for.
Oh yeah, that's what
You
my
could
plan
create
was.
a
What
pressurized
if we
alchemist fire shooting gun.
What if we made her like a customized repeating crossbow?
That's already done. Come on.
You
Yeah,
gotta think outside the box, man.
fine.
But you also
We
remember
could.
I am teeny.
Yeah,
Creates
I
a
need
flask block.
Smaller.
that's
Like
Tiny
freaking flash
fart
block, dude. Flash
Yeah.
block would go crazy.
Holy water flask block. Just.
It's like a little squirt gun.
Ah.
So bad, vampire king. Bad. Vampires or cats confirmed. Bad.
What about you have your revolver?
Yeah.
What if we made a revolver, like mini, like carbine?
Revolver crossbow.
Oh, actually, that could
Gatling
kind
bow.
of
like you have the you can
Simon would be going nuts over that.
you
idea
can
right now.
like have the cylinders that you can put different bolts into.
Exactly right, and then
And-
you rotate to which one you need at different times.
Dude, and we could all house it inside of a bag of holding.
At that point,
And
it'd be simpler to just do a revolver. Because the actual string to launch it.
Moon silver dragon's breath shells for a shotgun.
That's in the work. That's in.
You're like, oh, I'm already working on that.
Yeah.
Way ahead. We'll talk.
I've told you the joke of making an adamantium tips moon silver slug for a shotgun.
Yeah. Also, I want you to make a real quick, Johan. I want you to make a investigation check.
12.
Okay. So when you're going around through his office, you actually find that up in his closet there is a false ceiling in it, and as you open it up and reach up in, you find a long package. It's about this long, about this wide. It's a kind of black blanket bundled up around something, and as you grab it and pull it out, there's a tag that says for Johan's 12th birthday.
Why did I not get it?
You were out somewhere.
He died when he was about 11.
Oh.
That's right.
As you open it up, it's a long sword. It was going to be your first ever long sword. He was going to give it to you.
I have 3 now.
Put one in your mouth. You can be my first mate. You can.
Oh my gosh. No subtlety there. Aww.
Is it moon silvered by chance?
I was gonna say.
It is silvered,
Silvered.
but not moon silvered.
Still.
Yeah,
Still.
it's so good.
I'm probably not with you at this moment. I was gonna say I don't think so.
No, I think it's
Just
just
us
us three.
Yeah.
Q.
We're distracting the mom downstairs. with
You're just like,
cookies and-
that's amazing. What are the stats? Oh.
you pull out the.
Oh, 5 less damage than mine does. Or you look at, it's made of sentimental steel.
Sentimental steel.
This won't even scratch.
What-
I could sell this for like 5
What
copper.
swords do you have?
I have one moon silvered longsword,
Yeah.
my dark bane or
Right.
blood bane, and now this one.
Go sign it and go sell it to some poor bloke for like 100 gold.
I have an idea for how to make the sword more dangerous. If I get a power cell from Southgate, nothing's stopping me from electrifying the blade.
You're just gonna make
Running.
a full-on Warhammer power sword.
No, because those are dispersion field.
Yeah.
Those deal
Stuff
with
thunder
matter
sword.
stuff. But just a lightning sword.
Just a taser
I
blade.
mean, I just basically just run copper from the power cell up the blade, so when you stab and slice, it just shocks.
You can try it.
The biggest issue would be not electrocuting the wielder.
Rubber grip.
Yeah,
That's what you
that's,
just leather.
Don't touch your crossguard under any circumstance.
Q.
idea I just came up with. If you want it, then just tell me later.
We'll have to get to Southgate probably to make that happen. Maybe.
Possibly.
Possibly. Unless you can get something. No? We'll
All right. Anything else that you guys are wanting to do over at Johan's mother's house?
Time. Oh, I need to get the shield.
You do have to get the shield.
Does anyone have lightning magic?
Maybe.
Yeah, go raise the banner.
Oh yeah, she definitely does.
Oh,
Don't
I'm
ask me.
talking
I
like
don't.
shock and grasp or like cantrips.
Not in terms of cantrips, but I mean, you could take a look at the spear, the javelin, and see how that works, and maybe you could get an idea off of that.
Oh, I'm thinking like charging a battery that would then be attached. Thing that holds electric charge.
Box for
Lightning. Yeah. Box for storing lightning.
Cantrip, no. Excessive amounts of lightning damage, yes.
That might work. Future I do, we'll talk about it.
So many future projects.
So
many
Yes.
future
Well,
projects.
I think. Are we all in the study together, or
Yeah.
are you all?
Just us
just-
three.
just you three.
We
Just
could head
you
that
three,
down. and
Okay.
Then we all are.
All right. I'm comfortable talking about this in
They
front
just
of
walked out with their arms full of vampire cleaning supplies. Let's kill some bloodsuckers.
Yeah. Let's do this. Okay.
Epic montage.
So-
begins.
This is what we've learned so far. From looking in the library and looking in my father's study. And what I think is happening. So throughout the last 600 years or so, there's been several
Yeah.
vampire cults. And it seems that their territories have overlapped to varying degrees. And some of them were, had varying degrees of cooperation with each other. And have either been,
You're talking to all of us, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Okay,
talk.
yeah.
They've either been destroyed rather quickly or otherwise gone into obscurity.
Okay.
I think the Blood Rose group that we've been. Can I? Are you enjoying- are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it is. Good cookies.
I believe.
Somehow
They-
still warm.
I believe that many of these cults have come together under one organization now,
The Blood Rose.
the Blood Rose. And my father dealt with the Dusk Rose or
The Dusk Rose.
Yeah.
some decades ago. I think he didn't get all of them, probably, or
There's-
somehow
That's a
they.
lot for one man.
It is a lot made for one guy. He believed, and he had evidence, that various noblemen throughout everything,
Mistwatch.
Mistwatch, not just Mistwatch, but
Mhm.
everywhere.
I did forget to mention there are two named nobles of interest in the book towards the end of it, or at the end of it, that are on his list of potentials, but that he hasn't started investigating yet. One of them is Vesner Devon. The other one is a man named Drake. And it's just Drake, Lord Drake.
Have I heard?
History check.
Yeah.
Lord Drake, is the lord who pretty much controls the agricultural industry of Mistwatch.
Interesting.
So he's got a good amount of power and influence.
He suspected these two, but at least according to the notes, he hasn't confirmed.
The main thing behind Vesna was he kind of just put a note that was maybe she's an Anona based on the amount I found in her city. But that's kind of
At the least involved.
yeah. He's like maybe she knows something.
Okay. So we suspect her, and other people may be involved. And I believe she either knows or may be involved with the cult of the Blood Rose to varying degrees. And that there may be other nobles, not just in Mistwatch, but maybe elsewhere, that are involved either as vampires or followers.
It's very possible. Do we want to bring this up with? Oh, who's the authorities over the election? I guess.
Technically, everybody.
So the church actually doesn't have anything to do with it. It is a thing put on and managed between the different lords who are vying for it. So they set it up, orchestrate it, and put it together. And the way that it normally works is that if the archangel's around, she will come and basically pick out of the 4 candidates that have been voted by the people, or how many candidates have been voted by the people, the options. And she will go through, judge them, and basically hold a series of events to determine who should be the actual High Lord.
It's a reality TV
Okay.
show challenge.
So she named the last 3 that had been had.
I guess this would be the time when I would openly bring up.
Yeah.
I trust my mother. Tell the whole story of how I died and how Kiana.
You want to tell your mother you died?
Yeah.
I mean, he's fine.
Oh,
He's right here.
for you.
I was like, are you trying to give her a heart attack?
Well, no, again,
But
he's fine.
I'm fine.
Isn't it? If
You're lucky you're too old for me to ground.
if we were telling her that he died, that would
I
be
guess that's true.
more of a
I'm
hurt.
not. Yeah, I'm not hiding.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's alright. I
I
died.
only died
No one cares about
once.
that.
I'm at peace with it.
Once.
Yeah, he ain't dying again. He's already died once.
Look, it was for 15 minutes.
Kiana brought me back.
So,
Yeah, it's no
It was
issues.
fine.
Technically, it was actually less than a minute, but
do we want to try to find Kiana and bring these
Well,
ideas to her, or do we want
I
to
think
go
she-
to the other lords?
I think Kiana's missing. We need to find
Yes.
her first before anything. But I think the people that are hiding her, or whoever is doing it.
Tied to the blood rush somehow.
So I think if we find her, we figure out the other things too, or vice versa. Either way,
It's 2 months away from the election.
so we have time, but not a lot of time.
Do we want to try to meet up? I've got connections with Lord Folkvar. Bring up to him that Lady Vesna may be a vampire, may be connected with the disappearance of the Archangel.
But do we trust?
Do we trust him? Can we trust him?
I've known him most of his life.
Fair
I-
enough,
Sure.
For something like this, I think he'd be trustworthy.
Okay.
Enough.
Fair enough.
I guess.
But bring it up to him and potentially delay the election.
It's not
We would
bad.
need to have the delay be in a way that they don't know that we know. Like he would, whatever. Even if we can delay it, which that might be too big for any of us. So maybe we do go talk to him and try to.
Having those connections would probably be an easier way for us to get information under the radar.
Right.
That is true. We know that this is put on by the lords, so they probably talk to each other.
Mm,
He probably has more information just from proximity.
maybe. True.
I'm much too brave for politics.
Okay. I think I've got all of it. Just in case.
Say it all again, because I wasn't listening.
Say the whole thing over again. I was not listening at all.
No.
Are you
Do you ever?
Are you serious?
That's
He's
my
gone through
point.
a dozen cookies at this point.
Yeah, the plate. Yeah, of my own personal stashes.
Evil vampire cult.
Okay.
Lady running to be in charge of all of mystery.
Oh, powerful. All right.
Bad.
Bad lady.
Okay.
Might be.
Might be
Might
part
be
of.
bad.
Might be part of.
And
Blood cult.
we kill her.
Maybe.
Potentially.
We talked to Dwarf Man first.
Yes.
I don't know who dwarf man is.
We find Angel. We kill bad guys. You get loot.
What are we standing around for, man?
This is alright.
Well, and also I need.
You guys just walk up to her in the street on the parade and just hit her in the face with a holy water vial.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm caught up to speed.
There are two options.
As you're
with
getting
that.
chased by all of the guards, she was not. Or she was. We were right.
We're fine.
I was right.
I'm vindicated.
I feel validated. So
They called me a madman, but I'm not the one.
I don't
I'm
want
not
to.
the one who was right.
I need to wait till my armor's finished.
Yes.
So
We got 2 weeks.
oh week.
It's a week.
Oh week.
Sorry.
So,
So 6 more days.
so while we wait, we run to Mistwatch, get my wand piece. and come back.
Mistwatch is what Lady Vesna is.
Ah, even better. Kill two birds with one stone.
I don't want to go
The other
look at
thing I will
vampire stuff
note is
without
that
good
the
vampire
hint for
armor.
Mistwatch just says close to the heart of royalty.
No.
Yeah.
We're not going
No.
down.
Right,
not
yeah, I
going that
pull it
way.
out, look at the thing.
We're not going that way.
Wait
yet.
a second.
But there is one in Southgate for you, is there not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can run to Southgate real quick. Real quick, like.
Not
I can probably-
That's
Well,
not
I
real
have my-
quick, because that's even with this.
It'll be a week walk probably just with the.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
with
just
the.
In and out, 20-minute
Nightmare
adventure.
Waste.
Yes, but your blood key's also empty at the moment.
There's also that.
Because it takes half to go in, half to come out.
We need to get. We
Wait.
need to find some
You have
vampires.
to get some
Yeah,
vampire blood
okay.
refill.
I'm sure we could find that in the city. Hey, buddy, we just screwed that up.
Anyone here ever blood a vampire dry?
Yeah, no, yeah, we just.
Oh,
You might
that
be able to
reminds-
stop
that
by
reminds-
Alchemist shop. They might store it.
Maybe.
Might.
That is a good bet.
We just go to the people
That
who collects the
reminds
heads
me,
and just
I
say
need-
blood.
I need to blood from some big living thing. Can you find me like a big rat?
I
there's
start
a
reaching into
cool
my
thing
bag.
Called a butcher
Not
shop.
that. I need to kill it. and-
Butcher shop, butcher shop, butcher shop.
Because you're really good at finding things.
You just don't want to do it.
Johan, I'm gonna pull Johan
I
aside
didn't
into the
get
corner
my
of the room.
pies from the last time I found something.
We'll get you your pies. We'll get you.
I
your
promise.
pies. I want a pie
I
too.
want something more than pies.
What do you want?
That's for
Two
you to
pies.
find out.
Oh,
She wants a chicken pot
Johan.
pie.
chicken pot pie.
Johan, I'm gonna take him over to the side of the room. This is not how you flirt with a girl.
Flirt.
I'm not sure he
She's not
knows what that
asking for
means.
regular pies. She's
Yo-
asking
Johan.
for a cutie pie.
you are. Flirting aside, this is not how you treat a comrade. You just keep asking her to do things for you. Gotta like calm down the autism just a titch.
We
And
all have it.
take into
We know he's got the
consideration-
rhythm with the tism. Fun.
Take into consideration feelings. I know men don't have them, but there's this thing
Yeah, she's
called
right.
feelings.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
Where it hurts when you tell somebody to do something without thinking how they feel about it. Do you think Marcella wants to go hunt down rats in a sewer when she's got those pretty wings and all those nice clothing she's got to take care of?
You look over at Marcella and she's just fuming.
Marcella over here. That's actually fun though.
I've,
Better than reading.
she likes hunting and
Yes, but she could be doing that by herself and not for you. She doesn't need you, buddy.
The funniest side conversation.
She doesn't need you to tell her to go hunt monsters down.
Like still the same. We still can like hear you guys, but you're
I'm
just
like-
like sidbarring.
It's we're all pretending to
I'm
not eavesdrop, but we
genuinely,
totally
Johan's
are.
like, I don't know what I did wrong.
Listen. Here's what you do with a woman. Compliment, then ask a question. You'll be fine. And I'm gonna pat him on the back. Flowers are nice too,
Go
but not
get
at
him,
this
Teddy.
stage.
Flowers.
I'm gonna pat him on the back and I'm like, try that next time.
Miss Vincent.
Flowers.
Marcella, you're so good at hunting rats.
Chocolate flowers.
You
done.
should show me how. How do you hunt rats? Why are you so good at it? Freaking idiot.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Thanks for trying though.
Well, we gotta teach a lot of people with these parties a lot of very unique things.
I say that as the one with a +3 charisma, but
What's my charisma?
I have a 10. I have a 0 intelligence, so I'm like,
You have
That's
all the
equal
charisma in the
charisma.
world and no way to
but a
apply.
+2 wisdom.
-1 to charisma.
And +4 charisma.
It was never said that wisdom was applied to your knowledge of women.
No.
Sure.
So,
Not a socialite.
Southgate or is that
We gotta-
takes.
Where are we going now?
We gotta wait.
We gotta wait.
Yeah, we have to wait.
Well,
How
we
long
can-
is it for Southgate?
We can probably go to Southgate. I have
It's
like armor.
It's like a week to
I'm-
travel on.
Oh, from where you guys are right now.
Yeah,
Dawn's Rest. We're not. Yeah.
with or without the.
Without the thing, it would be several weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But with the thing.
Which we don't really have.
26
the time.
days from where you are.
Yeah, we don't
So-
really have the time.
With the key. would it
Just
be any
through
different?
the night,
With the
through the
key
thing.
That's just walking, yes.
Oh.
That's not going through the nightmare ways.
Yeah, it would be like a
Or
whole
with-
month.
With the key. Yeah. Well,
We don't
We
have.
do like
Not nightmare ways, but
It-
the nightmare way.
It would be time for the election by the time we get back.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Which we don't have time for.
Or we'd be like a
What
week
the
away
nightmare
from the
ways?
election.
A third time, or is it two?
It would take you guys approximately 3 days
To walk there?
to get to Southgate through the night road.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. So
So
let's
we
But
go
it's
in.
that much faster.
So
It
let's
is
just go.
dramatically faster.
Okay.
Go in, ask a few questions,
Yeah,
come
it
back.
takes like a third of the time.
And then we can get my thing.
I'd like to point out also that if we
Like
do go
10
there, we're probably
times
going to
faster,
need to meet
so-
with Maxwell.
Is that in Southgate?
Yes.
I
So-
forgot that was at Southgate.
So I
We
don't
can always come back.
know.
Like I would note, it took you guys like a few hours to go from Mistvale to Dawn's Rest, which is normally a
Like a
Right, that was,
5-day walk. Or
7-day walk. It would have
Yeah.
normally taken you a week, but it took you like 2 or 3
Okay.
hours.
I say we do that to just waste some time.
Well, if we're gonna go down there, it seems like we're gonna be down there for at least a week because we're gonna be doing my thing and
My thing could potentially take 10 minutes.
yeah, but then we're gonna go talk to their king, and which that'll be a whole day thing probably.
Probably.
And then we're gonna go talk to Maxwell, and that
knows what
maybe
his
is
will
that
Been
could,
quite a few years since I've been there, so
Let's hope they
we'll
don't.
see.
and we may run into some of your trouble down there too.
Yes.
So
I should be able to blend in as just a normal automaton, possibly an HK droid.
Hold on,
And
There's,
I would- I would
people
like some-
you that just walk around in Southgate as a normal thing.
This is a, wait, yeah, you're normal? I thought you were like the least normal person in this party.
Well, especially in this party.
Alright, great, I'm wearing it.
says the 18-year-old pirate.
I don't know.
Actually,
We
pretty
got,
normal.
we got a robot,
Oh, yeah.
we got a girl with bird wings and lightning tattoos, we got a fairy,
Those are
yeah, pretty
spells.
normal, and then we got, yeah, she's also pretty normal, but I don't know, I think I'm the most normal.
That's fair.
Yeah, that makes you strange
I agree
Yeah.
with him. Oh,
amongst us. No, it's good. You contribute.
What's the plan, guys?
First,
But
eat
yes,
the
there
dinner
are
that his
some
lovely mother
automatons.
made for us and go to
Not
bed.
like me, but more simple.
You hear a knock on the door
Oh.
at this point.
I need it.
Going to the door, there was a Catholiar from the church.
Oh, boy.
He's at the door and he goes, he's got his hat up and he goes, "Is Johan here?"
Johan, you're up.
Yes.
I've been ordered to report to you, sir, that there's been some news. We know that you were involved in work with a Maxwell.
nothing happens.
He's been found murdered in his home.
God.
Obscenity!
Wait, who is this, Maxwell?
Maxwell, he's dead.
And we're gonna end it.
Have a good weekend, guys. Like and subscribe, and do all the...
We did take too long.
I